Well, good afternoon, traders. So yesterday I didn't get to do a video. We were doing the GEX class and just didn't really have time. I got a little bit of time this afternoon, so I wanted to do one. Yesterday was a little uneventful anyway, but today we got a little more range volatility. Levels worked out really well. Um, so this is the newsletter from this morning, just kind of over the plan and how it played out. Uh, so I talked about in the beginning that we're in balance. Let me go to this chart. So this green area is the area highlighted. This is our balance area, 4 or 5 day balance inside of here. So balance rules apply. And while I don't like really trading inside of balance, being able to trade the edges of balance is very nice. So it's talking about how we are in balance, and it shouldn't really be a surprise because we have a lot of earnings. We have major catalysts this week, JOLTS, FOMC. We have NFP Friday. So there's a lot out there that could provide some good movement on the market. Um, Now, yesterday, I said this morning, so how do we plan on trading this? The same way we planned on trading it yesterday, because we're still in the same situation. We're still in balance. So scenario one did not come into play. I was looking for a break above balance. And we can see here, we just barely got to the top of balance. So scenario two was a look above and fail. We didn't quite look above, but we did come up to the top of balance and reject it. So this is a market profile chart. This is today uh, with a collapse profile and then with a broken out profile. Value area is here in the purple. And then this is a 10,000 tick chart of ES as well. So a look above and fail, balance rules apply. A look above and fail could see a move to the bottom of balance, 54.35. Look for buyers to step in at previous support levels, 5,500 and 05, 52.62, 55.62 and 70. And then again, the bottom of balance, 55.32, that was my target. Now that's a huge target. That's 80, 90 points. But the point is, and this one of the things I want to highlight today is, knowing when to look for 25-point day, knowing when to look for a 50, a 60, 100-point day is part of the planning process. And we're not going to get a 90-point every day. The conditions have to be right. And some of those conditions will be whenever you have people that are positioned off sides. You have a lot of the market short. You get into an area that's got a lot of support, a lot of supply, and you have the potential for a large move up. Whenever you break from balance, you catch a lot of people off sides. You have a lot of people that are short the top of balance. You have a lot of people that are short up here. And if you can break above this, then it adds fuel to a move up. If you have a lot of people that are long for a break above balance and you fail that, then you have fuel for a move down, liquidation, which is what I believe we saw today with the trend day down. So this was one of those scenarios, this balance, and the longer we're in this balance, the more that builds up, that I thought that we had a potential for a move down to 35. And that's exactly what we got today. It's not luck. It's, having a good overview of the environment, the positioning, and the probabilities. So if we look at this, looking for buyers to step in at previous support levels, 5,500 and 05. 05 has been a big area. And so we see as we come in today, this was 05 right here. We got a decent bounce there where some buyers stepped in. We rejected VWAP, 62 and 70. So as we came into 70, we got another good bounce there. And again, 62. Spent some time there, kind of building a base before we broke lower. And then we had buyers step in at 40, so they kind of front ran that level. And I said 35 to 32 was a target for this. Now, let's see, I wanted to look at a couple other things here. That was the plan. And then get these calendar alerts off. And let's see, let me bring in the GEX ray. So as we see, the GEX ray gave us a good indication that there was downside. And I didn't get into this when I wanted to. I was actually a little distracted at the open. I missed the whole first period, but I was able to get in a pretty good price, and then had a technical issue. I made an execution error and got out of my trade, unfortunately. But what I want to point out here is that we see the GEX wall is trending down all day, and the put wall is trending down all day. And then we had this support level, the put wall coming in right here at 35. It's a little bit, this is zoomed out a little bit. It's a little hard to see. It looks like it bounced right to the tick, but it's a little bit above that where we see people step in at this 40 level. But having that target in our plan, being the bottom of balance, being previous structure, and then we turn to the GEX ray and we see that we have good support there. And as we can see, we get bounces at these levels. And these are structural levels. We see the GEX ray where people are coming in with premium at these same levels that we're watching in our daily plan. So it adds to the conviction. And that's why those levels are in my plan, is because those are areas that I see premium coming in at, that I'm familiar with and seen in the past, that those are good areas to watch, right? And then we see conviction there whenever we do see the levels come in where we expect them to see, or expect to see them come in at. So 35 was a low a day here, and then we also look, not only is this the bottom of balance, but this was also put wall on the put wall 2 on ES was also at this 40 level, where we rejected during regular session, and we're rejecting it now in the overnight session and after hours, after we've got these not so great earning releases come in. So other than that, I guess we can look at the chat real quick. Let me pull this in. I had a little bit of commentary. Like I said, I missed the first 30 minutes, and then I checked out early to, so we could prepare for this last GEX class this evening. But let's see here. Let's see here. I missed that whole period, so this is kind of where I come in and start paying attention, getting my bearings, kind of looking at some of the other markets. We had strong VIX, strong dollar, and so as I'm coming in, let me move back to this market profile chart, because that's really what I look at. And we're here. I'm coming in at, this is A period, this first bar. So I'm coming at the low of this first bar here. Good amount of liquidity at 15. I was talking about, I was having problems with my platform. So I shorted mid. So mid at that point was right up here around 20. I actually only took off the whole thing. So that was great of me. Took a little bit of break. So then I'm talking about at 9:34. Excuse me, this is the bottom. Get a drink. 9:34 will be the bottom of B period. So we're in balance on the daily. So trade light or not at all inside of this balance. We're one time framing down. So A period was down, B period was down. So look to the short side. I'm just kind of adding all of these things together. Also follows my plan this morning. And then GEX is rolling down. So I was looking at the GEX rate at that point, seeing that's also indicating more of a bearish trade. And then internals, correlated markets are not bullish. So everything pointing to the downside, just seeing if everything is correlated with the plan and what I'm seeing, trying to get my bearings, make sure I'm thinking clearly. NQ got the previous low a day. Next stop, all-time highs. I was responding to somebody else as a joke. They just gotten out of a long trade. And mentioned some other things. Just kind of reiterated here on scenario 2. I stepped away and came back in. We're a few points shy of my target, but close enough for me. I wouldn't look to be a buyer down here, since we may still get a push lower below low a day. And just mentioned this is balance trading at its finest. So that was around 12:30. So we can look over here, and so that was right about this point on the chart. That's actually central. So it was after we made the low a day. That'd be about 13:30 at this point. But I was just trying to point that out. I wasn't trying to make any trade recommendations. And that's pretty much it. I didn't really come back in until the end of the day. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that understands, whenever I do these write-ups, what I'm talking about, to help people understand. I don't expect people to trade these write-ups to the penny, to the exact level or anything. But I think it's very important to kind of explain that when I think these opportunities are there for a 90-point day, I really think they're there. My targets are generally not 80, 90 points away. And, to the upside, my target was not that high either. So I was looking for 55, 75, 95 is an extreme target. So I'm looking for different ranges depending on which direction we go based on the positioning and the other factors that I think can give me an indication of where the actual targets are. So again, I hope that helps. And if anybody has any questions on that or anything else around the newsletter, there's people on this, this video list that aren't part of that newsletter, but feel free to shoot me a DM in the room or Discord or wherever you may find me. Hope everyone has a good day, and then I'll see y'all in the morning.